Hi, I'm Kim Cousins, and I'm talking about Dr. A.P. Scarlett High School. We're the home of the Lancers. I'm talking about who we are through data analysis, what we gather, where we're going to go, how we're going to measure it, what's going on. I've done this a number of times now, and I have lots to say, so I'm going to try to be a little bit more efficient. Who are we? So we have 1,720 students. We're really high academically. We have French immersion, we have really great fine arts, music, athletic teams. In addition to offering students outstanding programming, we also encourage students to become active participants in the many provided school activities and to live the Scarlett Commitment, which is respectful interactions, purposeful movement and involvement, responsibility for self and surroundings. We house a staff of 84 fully certified teachers and 11 educational assistants. Our focus is the success of the student in that, meaning graduation, with choices to go on to whatever they would like to pursue. We are a high academic school that is diverse in our culture, with a very involved student and family body. How do we do our business? And so we want to talk about the way that we deal with our perceptual data. We put a whole bunch of time and effort into our own information about perceptual data, or we have an accountability pillar that's in-house, and we see all the results from that. I'll show you that after this one page. That's within our school. We have a CBE one, so our Calgary Board of Education. There's also a data survey that comes out asking the kids, the parents, what's happening. We also have another survey that is like a Talk to Me idea, and the students, it's talking about engagement. It's not an achievement measure, but an indicator of the experiences the students are having that lead to their achievement. We also have in-school focus groups where the students are asked to help out or give information to see what's happening, and that gives us an idea of what's going on. So we really put a lot into our data analysis from the perceptual with our belief systems and what's happening with our schools. So where are we now? As you can see at the top, this is the measurement category. We have a measure, and then our school. This is our province, and then the evaluation that we've had. And again, the evaluations are achievement, improvement, and overall. And so I'll just look at a couple of our information. A safe and caring school is like the first thing that we want to talk about because it's quite important to us. We believe a safe and caring school allows a student to academically risk, personally risk, things that maybe they wouldn't want to risk from before, opportunities that help them to achieve growth in all areas, and we really want to do that. And as you can see, we have a fairly high result. We've dropped a bit this year compared to last year, but our average is still around that 90%. If you look at the government, like the Alberta, their average again is around 90%. It's just maintained. Areas that we've improved with ourselves, our education quality, that goes back to our physical teachers and the kids having some interest and focus on what they're doing, how they're doing it, and where they're going to go. I want to look at our dropout rate. Our dropout rate is quite low, and we'd still like it to be lower. Our current year is 1.6. Last year we were 1.2. Our previous 3-year average is 1.4. We'd like that to be around 1%. We have a very high completion rate at our school. It's something that we're very proud of, no matter what the learner, whoever they come in. We want to maintain that, and we spend a lot of time doing that. As you can see, the provincial average is quite a bit higher, 2 or 3% higher. Yeah, it's a bit of a problem. You can look down into our exams for student learning. The diplomas of acceptable is like 50%. Our excellence and the participation rate is like kids that have to take 4 exams or more. And so that's kind of a big deal. A lot of our students are trying to go into secondary school education, whether that's like a technology school or university or college. And so there's a lot of focus on kids trying to get there. And if they're taking 4 or more exams, that's quite a heavy load for them to be writing exams at that time. We've worked on what that looks like for our students, how much we put in there. You can see our difference here with our stuff compared to the provincial rate. There's not very many kids that write 4+ exams in the province. Like a 30% difference is a big deal. But even within our own, we've had an improvement, and so we feel quite proud of that because that was one of our goals from last year. We talk about life learning, lifelong learning. What does that look like? Again, we're very high with that. We've maintained things. You see with our continuous improvement for school improvement, our physical building's quite old. It's like from 1970. And so we've actually put a lot of money into moving our building into a more accessible building, as well as a building that has, like new bathrooms, new paint on the wall. There's some serious pride in what's going on. And so we like seeing our rankings that are excellent. We appreciate that because we're putting time into that. Where are we now? EB Scarlett is completion rate far exceeds provincial completion rates, so we feel very happy about that. We want that. That's really number one to us. Our diploma results far exceed the provincial results. Our advanced placement results far exceed the world average. Our Rutherford scholarship rate far exceeds provincial average, and students feel safe, cared for, and welcomed into our learning environment. These are things that they're pillars for us. They are pillars for us. Just a little bit of example of things that we can see specifically for Dr. EB Scarlett. Students reaching the standard of excellence, it's 80%. We really put a lot of time into our AP programs. And so you can see the provincial level and the EP Scarlett level. I want to show or discuss quickly about the English language arts. So our 30-1 is the highest level that we have in class, in school. And when they go -2, that's the learners that are achieving, that 65%. You can see in the province that the -2s have 11.4% that achieve that standard of excellence, where we only have a 7.2. That's a huge issue for us. We would like that to be not in the red, obviously, but we deal very well with our higher academics, but when we have kids that are struggling, we need more work. And so the diversity of how we teach is something that we've been really working on, and you'll see in the forecast about the goals for us this year to improve this number because we're not achieving where we'd like to. And when we go back to our original data and our information, we want to make sure that all of our kids have the opportunity to improve their best. Again, if you look at the 30-2 for math, this is 15.9% for the province, and for us, we're at 19.2. So we have improved there in math. We did have a big math push last year, as you can see. We had 4 of our teachers take their master's specifically about math and math improvement. So their professional development went through the roof, and you can see in our math area that we've done quite well. The next is Science 30. Our Science 30, again, is not specific biology, chemistry, or physics. Science 30 are usually our weaker learners, and you can see the difference of the province compared to us. So we've lost 2.7 in that area. So it's a little bit of a trouble and a warning for us to look at this information. We look at the great stuff, which is awesome. We love seeing green. We love seeing big numbers. But really, when we're looking at this stuff, we want to see areas of improvement. And so what we're doing. Why do we exist and where do we want to be? And so what's our purpose, our mission, and our statements? We want to ensure that students at Scarlett are successful, that the achievement gap between First Nations, Métis, and Inuit students and all other students are eliminated. That Scarlett's education system is inclusive, includes everyone, from the weakest learner to the strongest learner, the kid with all the money in the world to no money at all. We want to include them. We want them to have success at Scarlett, whatever that looks like for the individual. Scarlett has excellent teachers, quality teachers. The school and the school authority leaders are really strong. And our educational system is well governed and managed. Again, that's something to be discussed for later. No, it's pretty good. Areas for improvement. We have areas that we want to improve on. Although we've done really well, we still have areas that we need to have success on. You can look at this again, our ELA 30-2. The school is 18.5 and the number was 28.7. And we dropped from 2016 to 17 to 14.7 and it was 28.7. So you can see anywhere that we have a 30-2 idea, we have a little bit of a drop. And so we need to continue on moving forward and decreasing those gaps. Our achievement goals for this year is that students will be able to identify their gaps in their learning to determine the necessary steps to advance student achievement. We really need to ensure that they are going to be okay to move forward, but also to understand where their gaps are. Not just that we're doing it, but they know what's happening too. Our actual achievement targets: increase high school completion rate by 1%. That would get us below that 1%. That would be awesome. Increase diploma accessibility, acceptable standard, and 1% across all courses. And the percentage of students who transition to post-secondary maintains or improves itself. And again, that's going to be in the accountability survey. And so, how do we get this done? What's our plan? I know I'm talking quite a bit. Our action, where we want to go, right? We wanted to make sure that teachers are getting formative assessment strategies, not just doing the same old thing that works their one way, that they can see what's happening inside the classroom, they know where the weaknesses are with the student, and they can move forward from there, especially in the -2 classes, where maybe those children aren't learning as quickly or they're not gathering the information as well managed as they need to. We're doing that so they can move forward. You can see that we have the goal, so students' overall academic achievement will increase. We have the strategy. Students will be clear on what the learner outcomes are, what is expected of them, and what is being assessed now, and how. Students will be open to receiving actionable feedback, so immediacy. Our measures will be the feedback to improve marks, where the kids are going to do bird's eye drafts, rewrites, written reflections, get more help pretty much. And the achievement target, 2% increase in number of students reaching the acceptable standard. This is something that's concrete and full for us. We're really trying to get that. We're really trying to ensure that that happens. Again, just another goal. This is a teaching goal that we have. Teachers will increase their level of skillfulness at strategically embedding formative assessment into risk tasks. Again, trying to develop the teaching aspect of what's happening to ensure that the individual learner will get what they need. The feedback on professional learning sessions, alignment of course outlines, these types of things, evidence of use of formative assessment tools, sharing of use of formative at the PLC and staff meetings. When asked, students can articulate that the essential outcomes and assessment criteria are. And the target is all teachers will develop or use at least 3 new formative assessment tools and strategies that will be used intentionally in instructions. So we've gone to specifically 3 that we need our teachers to get done, and that's really what's moving forward. So that's kind of how we're trying to implement it with leadership, professional development, and partnership development within the school. And we'll evaluate our efforts with the specific instructional targets that we have through our professional development discussions and so forth. And so pretty much that's who we are, and that's where we would like to go and how we would like to get there. And I'm Kim Cousins, and it's been a pleasure talking to you. Thank you.